I could not have wrote a better script for the journey toward the NFL. And I had the support, I had the family backing, I had the moral grounding, and I also had the ability to do it. So after you push through some of the obstacles that they say, should disqualify you, I knew I was in good position and could make it happen. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm the second of 5 children. We grew up in lower middle class, upper poor class surroundings, and I'm so proud of who our family has become. As a kid, my greatest interest was football. There was never a time in my life where I didn't want to be a professional football. I honestly cannot remember thinking of another job seriously that wasn't related to playing in the National Football League. And I lived the dream. I was born with underdeveloped lungs. As a primary issue, I remember being told that I wouldn't run like the rest of the children, play like the rest of the young people, and that perhaps being on medication would be the lot I had for life as it related to asthma. Especially when I got to be about 12 or 13 years old and I was still on medicine. The doctor told me to just brace yourself. You're going to do this for the rest of your life. You've already beat the odds to some degree. The point where I knew that it would happen for me was maybe as a freshman in high school. So as a freshman, I put on pads and I was invited to play for the junior varsity team as a freshman. And I didn't realize I was that good. I said, I'm good, but I didn't realize I was that good. And when I went to college, it was pretty much the same cycle. I could just tell that I had it. And you train harder and you get coaches that coach you better. You learn the nuances of the game. It's no longer just because you're faster than everybody else, you win, but you learn the nuances of the game and you realize that, that it's really a beautiful game. Down at the Senior Bowl, Bobby Beathard came up to me, shook my hand, said, "My name is Bobby Beathard. I'm with the San Diego Chargers, and if we have a pick when you come around, I'm going to draft you." I didn't hear from Bobby for another 2.5 months until he called my house and said, "Hey, this is Bobby. Welcome to the team." There are games that you'll never forget. My first game, the first time I touched the ball in the NFL, kickoff came to me. I went 94 yards for a touchdown. I remember the laughter in the locker room, the Rodney Harrisons. Our lockers was next to each other. We just had so many jokes all the time. It was always a reason to laugh. That's what I remember. Because when you leave the game, the trophies stay with the team. The memories go with you. I got in a bit of a legal situation going into my sophomore year of college. There was a fight that took place, and I was a part of that fight, and a gentleman got hurt pretty bad. I was charged with a Class E felony. The young man ended up obviously being okay. Also, I had to do 500 hours of community service, and that I would serve with these young men and women, 18 and under, at the Dane County Juvenile Detention Center. And that, believe it or not, of the whole experience, that changed my life. That was one of the first times in my life that I realized I cared about somebody who wasn't named Terrell Fletcher. And in the process of my own trip up, God kind of uses it to push me in the area that ended up ultimately being my destiny. So becoming a pastor was more of a divine calling. I started off as a youth pastor, which was my natural fit. I was like a fish in water when just having those young people run around and being able to give input and be challenged by them and allow them to challenge me in return, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That was powerful for me. And shortly after that, we began the discussions of what it would mean for me to pastor my own church. We were able to move into the southeast community of San Diego, be planted in a community where we could be of some use beyond just having Sunday services. we wanted where we landed to be better than when we started it. And I could say that I'm very proud of the members of the City of Hope International. So I've just been fortunate, whether it's by football or through the church or life happenstances, relationships that I've had over the years. I've been thrown into the mainstream. So I want to take advantage of that. I want to take advantage of that with this message of hope, with this message of faith, with this message of global unity. So in the fall of 2016, my first book will be coming out called The Book of You, and I'm very excited about that, signed with Amazon and Waterfall Press. I won't be here forever, you know, so I want to start to be intentional about building an economic legacy, a legacy of character and integrity, and a legacy that will stand after I transition into whatever transition looks like for me. That's who I am, man. I put this in almost all of my journals, that I exist to motivate, educate, inspire, and entertain every person that I meet. That's who Terrell Fletcher is. This is Terrell Fletcher. I am the senior pastor of the City of Hope International and certified cultural consultant, and you are watching The Block.